careful there.
51 weeks, yeah, right. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the MFW show, episode 51. We're going to talk about a little bit about SHOT Show, just a recap. It's been a very busy week since we've been back. It's only been day 2. I've been very busy. KT's been very busy. Came back to a stack of boxes, different stuff.
And they're not been opened yet.
Yeah. No, I opened them all.
Oh, there's a stack of business card on the table.
Oh, yeah. Those I haven't got to. That's tomorrow. So, but boxes, RMAs, right. I had some stuff, like some repairs that I started before we left, and then I finally got them done today. So we're slowly
catching up with emails, voicemail, and other stuff that we're
love letters, all that stuff that comes in when me and KT are gone. But overall, I'm still having dreams about SHOT Show. It was awesome,
amazing show.
Yeah, to be in Vegas again. I haven't been back in like 3 years. That was probably my 201st time being there. Vegas used to be my home away from home. And being there with KT. You guys saw the photo, that romantic dinner. I didn't really think about the repercussions of posting that photo until after I started seeing all the comments, and I was like,
hey.
I asked KT when I got in the office, I was like, did you see this? And I was like, he's like, yeah, man. I was like, oh man.
Hey man, it was well-deserved dinner. We were on
it
our
was
feet,
good.
10 hours a day from 8 o'clock in the morning to late in the day, meeting, talking to people, just all day long there, and still have to walk around and meeting new people and introduce ourselves as new kid on the block. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. I got to meet a lot of our vendors, a lot of people that you talk to throughout the year that you necessarily don't get to meet face to face. We had a lot of meetings. I went and saw some of my old friends from different companies as well, and then of course some of my favorite firearms companies. I took a bunch of photos. I got a bunch of probably like a good 20 pounds of booklets and brochures and all that stuff.
We ran out of luggage space.
Yeah, we did. But we were only 1 pound off on both, so that was pretty
amazing.
Good.
How was the food? Oh man, we have buffet almost every night except the last night. We have Italian last night at the is it Venetian?
It was at the Venetian. Yeah,
it's on the way out. No, that's a Palazzo.
Oh yeah, it was in the Palazzo.
That's where our shuttle picked us up before we go to the airport on Friday there. So it was great.
We hit all the Vegas buffets, like the best buffets in Vegas. We literally looked them up and started knocking them off the list.
We start with the Excalibur. It's a $25 buffet. It's good.
It went up. It went up every
next night.
$20.
$4 buffet. We went
to the Win.
The Win. And then we hit
Caesar's Palace, the Bucanal buffet, which is the best one. If you're in Vegas, go to that buffet. I mean, they had bone marrow. They had freaking a whole Kahlua pig, baby pig, duck. I mean, dude, all of my favorite food groups, they had it there. And then the last night we hit the Bellagio. That's one of my favorite ones. The quality of food at the Bellagio is at the top. I mean, it's everything you eat there on top. So it was cool. And then Friday we had that Italian food. No gondola rides though. Tickets were sold out. We didn't have the time. But overall, it was cool to recap exactly what was going on. I wanted to share that with you guys today. So we're going to be talking about some firearms today. We're going to be talking about some of the ideas that I want to incorporate moving forward. I know KT got a lot of great ideas. He walked around. You guys saw my post. I got lost. I had to get escorted out of the area by security because I could not figure out how the hell to get out of that freaking ballroom. So overall, great show. I want to talk about real quick before we get started the Does It Suck video of the MK2. Those guys over at DEF CON Paintball, want to give a shout out to them. I find those shows or that type of show that they do there really interesting. Ironically, it's only our products that they say does it suck, but I've talked to those guys about it. I mean, it's all fun and games. But They got their hands on a shotgun, and they had a blast with it. And they reached out to me, and we've been talking here. And I'm really glad. I like the feedback, the honest feedback, especially on stuff like that. It's cool to see it. So, and those of you guys that have the shotguns, you guys have all saying praises to me regarding that product. And I personally, knowing and used the Airsoft one before that, their 870 that got recalled because of some stuff that they did.
Yeah.
They really knocked it out of the park with this design, the redesign. Just the ability, Dusty Hatfields and a couple of the other guys that have those shotguns.
Right.
I definitely think that video is going to open a lot of people's eyes that are on the fence about it. If you can get your
especially one off from us.
Exactly. If you can get your hands on those 6mm paintball BBs, I definitely recommend you do so. That is a must-have for that, just because of the spread. I mean, you saw in his video that spread was like 1.5 to almost 2 feet.
Yeah.
We shot it out here, and oh man, those things really come to life when you use those 6mm paintball BBs. But you can use first strikes and all that stuff. So if you're on the fence about the shotgun, make sure you check out that video. It's on our website, or I'm sorry, on our Facebook, and it's also in a few other groups like MFW Scene and MagFed Paintball Group. I've shared it there. See for yourself. Other than that, you want to start the auction and then we'll talk about it?
Let's talk the auction a little bit, and then I'll
introduce today's auction.
Okay, so this marker is inspired by I think The Walking Dead.
Yep, The Walking
Dead.
Daryl
gun. Ever since Daryl got that triangle handguard at front here, we've been selling this off real nicely. The way that it sits on to the marker, and how the barrel recessed into the handguard, that looks really nice. And this is new that we just put together recently. This is the retractable MP5 buttstock. Has 5 positions. We have this for a long time, as I've said before, but we could not release it because this trigger was not available. Now this trigger is available. The trigger frame is available, and now you can put on the bolt. A lot of people ask if you can use this on the Blizzard. You cannot use it on a Blizzard. This is because, see how the airline come down right behind here, and if you put on a Blizzard, your hand will get in the way and you cannot grab onto it. You get creative, you can, but definitely not for the Blizzard. And on the bolt, you can see that the trigger frame kind of dropped down about 1/2 inch there. That gives you the clearance to grip on the pistol grip and have the airline go through. So it's really nice and compact. You can go all the way down. See how that goes. You get like about 3-4 inches worth of profile there. You can kind of go really nice and tight, especially with CQB. You can really squeeze in really short, and you can actually get a little bit more movement around corners.
Alright, so I think Zachary Kusa started off the bid at 200.
Well
so
done.
We'll start it off right there. Increments of 10, and we'll go until the end of the show. We'll give you guys like a 10-minute warning there before.
Right.
Are you guys? Is there by any chance you can make a bullpup for the 20-inch barrel? Not right now. We have enough projects in the queue. Right now we're waiting on the...
if you guys come to our location here, I can show you the project I'm working on, and you will see why we're not able to handle more projects. We have projects for the next 5 years, and we're probably able to finish those projects for the next 5 years. Hopefully, we're able to get more sales and the sport grows, and so that way we have more resources to make more stuff. But with this current growth in the sport, and we have stuff lined up for the next 5 years, and it takes real resources to make the product. We have to design it, we have to prototype it, we have to make the mold, machine it. A lot of investment behind it to make new stuff. So we can't just go make new stuff and sit on it. There's nobody gonna buy it. So we can have to go incremental as soon, because right now we have to pick the best project that can reach to the most players. I mentioned before, shape projectile is #1 thing. We put pretty much all resources on that. And then the second one I'm doing right now is marker-wise is Tornado. It's basically the Tipman Exhibit Classic conversion kit. So there are like 1 million of those markers out there right now in the closet, and we want to bring those markers back into circulation. That's what we want to do as far as marker wise. That built off of AK-12, so mold been made for that. So I'm shooting for about March to have the first maybe next month, and hopefully sometime in February we're able to show you guys how it looks, and then fully release in March, and then full markers down the line. But we're gonna do an incremental release on that, first the kit, then in the full marker.
All right, so first things that we saw, we shared some of the videos with you guys from SHOT Show. We had the let's see here. We talked about the Gun Guardian, which was a really cool idea. They did have a few things that they needed to update with that. It was still in the prototyping stage, but overall it was a really, really awesome product. Did you move that?
Yeah.
So I mean, that was a real cool thing that I was excited to see. I think from a Real Steel standpoint, and then even for you guys out there that do have that those AR spec pistol grips that you want to use. That may be an awesome thing for you guys to use. So,
live from SHOT Show 2018, Las Vegas, Nevada. I have a product here that I am super excited to represent and be a part of. We saw it here at SHOT Show. They're right down the way from us. It is the Gun Guardian. This is a product that we're actually bringing in when it is ready for release. Right now, it's in the prototype stage. Let me just show you what it is. So, as you can see here, it looks like just like any old AR grip. But this is where you're wrong. This is a platform that is for transportation as well as safety. So as you can see here, I now cannot get to the trigger frame. I can't find the trigger. I can't accidentally discharge it. This is great for the firearms world as well as the paintball airsoft world as well. This is a great product. This will have a lock version, so I can actually take a gun lock or any standard lock and put it right through one of these holes, and this will allow this unit to not even be able to go down to expose the trigger to fire it. As far as bringing it back, super easy. Use my other hand here, just lock it back to the rear and then push it down like that, and now you're ready to go again into the firing position. Not only is this a great safety feature, but as far as transportation, this bad boy is going to add a different dynamic to your rifle or AR platform, whatever you're putting this on. Look at the way that this marker just folded together. So for transporting, it gives a completely different dynamic look and allows you to apply this to multiple gun cases out there, big or small. So if you guys have any questions or concerned about this product, make sure you guys go check out the Gun Guardian. Their website is gunguardian.us. This product and this company are started and owned by 2 Florida State police officers, which is really cool. So that they've tried, tested this product, and they're standing behind it from multiple industry levels. So if you guys have any questions or concerns, you can also reach out to us. We're going to stock this product once it's released.
In that video, Michael Grabato, it's this Daryl gun. It's from the Walking Dead. Has that PRI handguard here. It's this one right here. So you got the new SMG buttstock with the multiple positions, and then the rear air capability here. So this is up for auction today. Anyway, you guys saw the video. The Gun Guardian is a pretty revolutionary product. It's like I said, it's in the prototyping stage. There's still some stuff that they're working on, but it was the idea is there. I think the concept is there from a transportation standpoint as well as a safety standpoint. You guys, I think from the Real Steel side, it's going to be more applicable. For paintball side, it'll still be great for the transportation side. You do get a different look, or as far as a different size, being capable with those with that Gun Guardian pistol grip. So that was one of the cooler things that I saw. You guys also saw that I introduced that that really freaking intense weapon that is a competitor to the minigun. That kind of blew my mind. Just their idea, their technology, the weight of that thing. Oh my gosh, it was so light. And then the ability to fire 5 bullets at the same time without having to essentially reload each magazine, you can shoot 5 rounds at the same time, or 3, and they're working on different size blocks. But the spread itself was even more devastating. I mean, this weapon is designed to put people down, or put whatever the target is down, before they even know what hit them. Honestly, so the video didn't work well.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, you can.
I can't stand it. I can't stand this technical stuff. we gotta just stop doing that.
You guys can watch it on the Facebook there.
Yeah, most of you guys have seen it.
Yeah.
But anyway, you guys, like that weapon itself, like you were saying, you know, their only competitor is the minigun, and honestly,
You talk about L5?
yeah, the L5.
Oh, yeah.
For whatever military gets their hands on that, whether it's ours or somebody else's, that's a.
You can buy it. Actually, it's run about 3,900. They will sell it there.
No, it's not available. He said. He said in the video.
Really?
Yeah, he said to me it's not available yet. It's in the prototype stage. They have to.
They gave me a price list there.
He gave me. He only said it wasn't available. Watch the video. He said it wasn't for sale yet.
Really? Mm-hmm. Hey man, maybe you have a different conversation.
Maybe he was buying that.
No, I have the price list. I can order. He told me I could order right there and then. Actually, the L4 is the L5 is the military version, and the L4 is the civilian version. It's 5-bore. The L5, of course, is 5-bore, and then the L4 is 4-bore. And the L4,
which one is available?
The L4 is available.
Okay.
L4 is for civilian. The L5 is for military.
Okay, all right. So that's why then. Because he was showing me the L5.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you can buy the L4 and still take somebody out with no questions asked. You know, the one thing that really got me was the center fire cartridge. So it's actually not even using a shell. It's actually using just the bullet itself in the charger. They don't call it a magazine, they call it a charge.
Right.
So you have a magazine that holds the charges, which is the 4 bullets or the 5 bullets. And they were exceptionally really small. Yeah. They were really lightweight, and you know, to outfit on a soldier or whoever's going to be using that platform, they can carry hundreds of rounds on them.
It's just one stack of magazine. It's a whole block. You just take it out, zip, drop it in there, and you got a few hundred shots.
But whatever you're hitting with that thing, they're not getting back up, for sure. And that's the whole point of that weapon system. Talking to him off camera, and he said, you know, we designed this thing for 100% deniability, which is basically they're looking to put people down, you know, the target down with 100% confirmation that they're not going to get back up. So that's a very deadly weapon system. There was quite a few of those at SHOT Show. The next one I want to talk to you guys about was the Mossberg tent, Mossberg booth. Mossberg has been one of my favorite companies. I have always been a huge fan of the Mossberg 500. That was one of the biggest reasons one of the bigger reasons that ever drawn me to law enforcement was the ability to have a Mossberg 500 in your patrol car. Unfortunately, a lot of departments have moved into the 870, but there's still a lot of departments out there that still utilize that Mossberg 500. Well, Mossberg this year released a magazine for the Mossberg 590, a 7-rounder, a 10-rounder, and a 25-rounder, which holds in a 2 3/4 inch shell. It was freaking nuts. The magazine has grooves. It's a proprietary magazine for the breech part of the Mossberg 590, which is a new design shotgun based off of the 500, of course, but can utilize the magazine technology. And they actually put teeth grooves on both sides for that magazine to go in there, so it's a sure load. You will never, ever, ever mistake that magazine. It also ensures smooth transitioning on mag reloads. Now, weight, it's a shotgun, so obviously a fully loaded shotgun, even with a 10-round tube, can be pretty heavy, especially with 2 3/4 inch shells. But these magazines, the material. Did you see the Mossberg booth?
I did not see it, but I saw their the pamphlet.
Okay. So the magazine is a really, really, really cool design. The material is pretty lightweight as well, so the shells are really the brunt all of the weight on that thing. But they've also created different variations of that 590 shotgun that I hope will transfer over into the airsoft world, so then we can possibly utilize that here in the paintball world. They had a chainsaw type handle that attached to the top of the barrel, and basically to the loading tube and the barrel. That handle comes off the top, so you can hold the pistol grip and hold that and just blow people away. Honestly, I can't say people, but hey, that's what it's for. You know, right. They were marketing this as a home defense platform. I don't know, a zombie horde was trying to get in your back door, right. That you would need a carry handle like that, but right. That's what they were marketing these for, and it was unbelievable. There was also
you guys have a chance to go to SHOT Show. Definitely recommend to go to SHOT Show. We'll be there again next year, and if you plan to, hit us up, and we'll hang out for a bit there. We'll meet up at the booth or whatnot, hang out. That leads us to the next event we're going to be going. I'm going to stray off a little bit. Extravaganza. It's in about 20 days from now, in about less than 3 weeks. If you guys going out there, hit me up, and if you want to help me out at the booth running the shooting competition, let me know. I'll get you in and help me out there. Actually could use some help with that event. Welcome, Doug. Let me know when you're ready, and I'll set you up for you. If you want that engrave on the mag wall, I can engrave your logo, what's not, on the mag wall to PTR.
Jose Ledesma, we're hopefully getting the shotguns in. They'll be in next week. We did place the order. We had some going to our UK distributor. Right. So they do come from APS, which is overseas in Hong Kong. So there's a little bit of a delay there. But we're hoping to have those back with a long line of people. Trust me, I've been bugging KT because I got a lot of customers bugging me. So he's going to take care of it, and we'll get those updated back on the site.
Yeah, the gears up to turn now. We're back from the from SHOT Show, so get in the groove again.
Yeah. Anthony Cobb, we're waiting on the tail. We had to fix it again, but we're hoping to have those. Yeah, that's the second time.
That's your third time.
Oh, the third time. That's right.
Already.
That's right.
So the first time, like I said, was too loose. We have to make another mold, and the second mold was made, but it was offset to a side a little bit. It's not right, and then and the mold was too big, so now we have to scrap that, and we have to make a third mold. So like I said, it's not easy making a special projectile. Gotta be perfect, gotta be right, gotta be straight, gotta be concentric, because it has multiple parts attached to each other, and seal well. So, and the fitting has to be perfect. Otherwise, it would off by just a hair. And you're talking about, when you're talking about barrel, you're talking about 0.683, 0.684. That's 1,000th of an inch, right? So that's really tiny. 1,000 inch. That's about your hair. So if we off by one hair or a fraction of a hair, then when you shoot out your barrel, you're not gonna get that bright spec, and we don't want that. We want to get just right. Things that we can illuminate from having a non-perfect shot, we need to illuminate now. I mean, there are other things that unforeseeable that we don't know about. Okay, that's fine. But as we produce these projectiles, we see there's an error going on there. We have to make it perfect. Otherwise, when you get shoot out from like a tight bore barrel, it's not going to perform well. Right. We got to make sure that it does.
Yeah, Jeff Sanders, you're exactly right. If it's not 100% perfect, then you will have deviation in flight. And that's one thing with our design that we eliminated, which is its design. But our components do need to match up to spec, which is what we're waiting on. So everything else is good, just that tail. We're expecting those in very, very shortly, and then we'll do our test again. And then initial testing, though, from what we've done, we've handmade and put them together. They work very well.
And you visit us, you can see we have a bunch of bins in our office, and we kind of put things together. Javier, powder ball. This first batch here, they make it a little bit too heavy. They made it 3.6 gram. ASTM standard for paintball or the sport is 3.5 gram and under. So that's why paintball, you can see them at 3.5, 3.10. first strike is like 3.15 and so on. So it's not, you can, if for most time indoors you are shooting below velocity anyway, you're shooting like about 200 feet per second, so they're fine for indoor. But outdoor, if you're shooting maximum velocity like 280, 300, then they're a little bit over spec for STM. But if indoor, like most indoor field, they're shooting about 220, so they're fine for indoors. But for outdoor, they're not perfect. That's why we only offer them for training, because for training they actually use ballistic goggles, and then training they're not used for playing, so it's a little bit different. Their safety mechanism and the way that they the trainees, they react and perform differently. So right now we only offer them as a training, but indoors is fine because the low velocity you're using. Like I said, I don't know any indoor paintball field that shoot maximum 300 per second. Like I said, most field do like 220, 2.25. That's the most I've seen as paintball field. So by shooting low velocity, it'll be fine.
Alfred Bay or Stan Dillard, the edge, there's really no edge. It's rounded. The tail is it's just rounded edge. There's no fin or straight edges on our platform. No,
right.
No nipple like that Fassar. No flashing on the fins. Nothing like that. It's all complete design. The only thing that comes in contact with your barrel is the drive band, and we've talked about that on the other episodes too.
Unless you have really small bore barrel,
which we said 6.84 is probably the smallest you're going to want to use. Right.
So most barrel are about 6.86, 6.87 and above. Anyway, not that many barrels be smaller than 6.84. The reason being is that it's better to have a bigger barrel than a smaller barrel, because if you have a bigger barrel, at least you can shoot AK-47 can shoot 2 to 3, as opposed to 308, and then you can use a smaller. It's not that accurate, but you still get a round out, right? So that's the same idea. You were shooting a smaller size projectile from a bigger bore barrel, as opposed to making a smaller bore barrel and it cannot shoot your round out like 6.89, or your ball swollen up, then you get stuck, and that's when you have barrel break.
We've all been there, fellas. Don't let those balls get swollen. All right. Yeah. Zachary Kusa, you guys should do a shop walkthrough. We've done that. It's on our YouTube channel. You can see their biggest mag. I think it's a Disneyland for MagFed or something.
Disneyland
like
for MagFed.
Or MagFed
that's for the shop. We have
yeah.
not done. I think we did. You did a Sergeant MagFed. He did a Sergeant MagFed a while ago, but he didn't release it. It's a little rough on the edge there, but hopefully he has.
It was more of an idea, but we wanted to do that to kind of. We get a lot of silly questions, guys. I mean. Some of you guys, when you guys ask me about that over there, private message me. I don't want people to get their feelings hurt, but we get a lot of silly questions, a lot. And a lot of times it's like palm to face kind of questions, and sometimes they work themselves out and they're like, oh, you ignore me, I'm an idiot. Yeah, I've literally gotten those. So if you have a question or you want to hear some funny stories, I can tell you. I'm not going to give anyone's name or anything, but I can tell you some funny ones.
A lot of funny ones.
Yeah. Other than that, like I said, Mossberg was a big thing that I saw. Glock booth, of course. Right. They have the 19X that they just released. SIG booth, extravagant. I mean, these booths are millions of dollars worth. I mean, special carpet,
They booth worth more in our house.
Yeah, exactly. It was really cool. Sig Sauer, we talked about the chassis kit. You guys saw the video. A lot of you guys thought
exoskeleton.
A lot of guys thought that was for the PPQ.
It is coming, guys. I'm working to turn that into paintball as well. Not within this year, hopefully sometime next year. But right now, all hands on deck to get our ship projectile out. All hands on deck to get the 6K caliber pistol out, and then all hands on deck to get the Hydra out. So those are the things that we are currently focusing on. And of course, the next marker that we are on to release is the Tornado. That's dubbed as the X7 Classic conversion kit as well. So look out for that. No later in this summer. I'm hoping to get out about March, April, somewhere around there. I think solid March, especially get that kit out.
Overall, I mean, I saw a lot of cool stuff. There's a lot of ideas that I got running through my head for Unicus builds. When I get back into the groove of things, and I'll probably put one of those out. But there were so many products there and so many companies that it was very overwhelming.
3 floors. I mean the bottom floors. I mean,
Okay, Stan. No, my son is he's been going to bed early. Like, ever since I've been gone, like, I come back and he's a completely new kid, first off. And then on top of that, like, he goes to bed early now. I'm like, wow, great. Of course, when I'm gone.
Right. You come back and, I just recently, my kids go to sleep like 8 o'clock. Back then, I mean, a couple months ago, they started like 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Like, midnight at my house is like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's how they love to stay up late. But now they start school, so they have to go sleep early.
Yeah, so it's been good. Like I said, guys, SHOT Show, if you haven't been or you're interested in going and you're not, even if you're not really into firearms, there's a lot of cool tactical gear there. I took some photos of some new camouflage that 511 and the U.S. military are coming out with. There's a lot of there was a lot of international companies there that make tactical gear.
Right.
They're talking like Italy police, like law enforcement agencies in Italy, a lot of places in Europe, even smaller places like Slovenia, Yugoslavia. There were companies there, firearms companies as well as less lethal companies, as well as tactical gear companies. That was like their freaking law enforcement stuff there was like futuristic. Like the way that they have their holsters and everything, they have these weird designs and cuts that are very, very future looking, like out of a video game. And it's standard there. Like, that's what they have. Like our companies that we have here in the U.S., like Blackhawk, Safariland, Bianchi, Uncle Mike's, these companies like Danners and all that, they don't even come close to what these guys are doing over there. Like they're everything that they have. It's not mold. It's not Sam Brown or basket weave. If you don't know Sam Brown term. Basket weave, nylon, none of that stuff they use over there. They have their own thing. And it was really cool to see that. I saw a lot of really cool holsters, both on duty, off duty, and conceal. I saw a bunch of tactical, like riot gear equipment. I mean, they had this riot gear stuff that it looked like clothes, honestly. But you could take full brunt hit from an PR-24. You could hit it from an ASP, a monodoc, baton, anything, and you would not feel it. The material,
they got some
it absorbs the blow.
Stuff,
it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy.
Again, you guys gotta go to one of these shows. Like I said, if you guys looking to go next year, hit us up. We'll sponsor you and get you in per se, but definitely, if you're interested, let us know. We'll work out something for you guys to come in and participate into the show. It's you gotta do at least if you are into some sort of shooting sports, any type of shooting sport, you gotta come to this event.
Exactly,
it's really great.
All right, so we're at 5:20. We'll do 10 more minutes.
10 more minutes
on here. So at 5:30 our time, we'll go ahead and get this. You got the Daryl inspired bolt marker with the PRI handguard. This handguard alone is like $100+. So we're that's a steal here. You got it's triangle shaped, so you can actually recess.
This is a carbon fiber version. This is squeak. We have a plastic version. You flex this and the squeak is kind of funny, but this is actually really the better version that's available.
It's called the rubber duck.
Squeak. Right.
And then you have the multi-position SMG. Five position multi-position buttstock here, the SMG buttstock with the remote line adapter here. So you can use your rear air. This will go from a medium, mid-range marker all the way to your CQB type platform. So this thing gets very small. First strike ready, of course. Lock bolt ready for those of you looking for that. And you get rail space on both the left and right side as well as the bottom. So you can put your suppressors, longer barrel, recess some stuff. This gun would look really cool with the new OPS suppressors. So we're at $300 right now, increments of 10, and we'll go till about
5:30.
Yep, 5:30. So it's 5:20 right now. So you got 9 more minutes. Let's see.
Events, right? There are a lot of upcoming events this year. You guys have any event that is not on the calendar already? pbcal.com, and you can add in your event and check out any events that's coming up. It doesn't have to be a macro event. Any paintball event, that's it's not on account. You can go ahead and add it up. Anybody want can add it. If you're not an approved person to add it in, it just basically you post it, and then we just have to verify the information is good before we approve it and go live. If you're an approved person, then as soon as you post it, it goes live. So that's definitely something there for you to look at as far as event goes. If you are going to event, check out an event that is put together by Ambassador, MCS Ambassador. They have loaner marker there. You can go and check it out and play, use, try it out MacFit before you actually invest into a MacFit marker. We have maybe 20, roughly about 20 ambassadors have markers for loan out. So if you are going to an event, definitely check out one of them out, and then they can get something for you to get started, so you can at least try it out. Richard Reed, Gold members. I'm thinking about maybe in a few more months before I get into that. Right now we're making the muzzle brakes, the battle stick, bang stick, M50 muzzle brake. We have to bring those back. We sold out a lot of the one-shot barrel already. The 20 inches barrel, that batch that came in like about two 3 weeks ago, we almost sold out of that, so we have to get those into circulation. The one barrel we are working on right now, two barrels. We're working on the T8 barrel, and we're looking at doing the T15 barrels. A lot of people asking for those, so we're gonna bring those out first before we get the gold member. And we're still thinking about how we're gonna do the gold member. We're gonna make a standard hammerhead barrel using the fin, or we just using the rec thread. So we still kind of figure out how to do that as well, which one's the best way to do it. Nowadays, I think that a lot of people want to do the rec threaded rather than using an adapter, using the fin. So we kind of work out to decide which is which. Yes, T8.1 barrel with the muzzle brake threads on it as well. So that's still in the works. But before that, we got to bring some of the old version back into production. So that's what we're working on right now.
We are, like I said, guys, we will update you with shape projectile stuff. We are just as eager as you guys, and we have, trust me, we're going to be doing a lot of media on that stuff. Right. We have a lot of videos already planned out. As soon as we get those tails in, we are going to test them right away, and when we know, we will tell you guys, and then you guys will see stuff on the website pertaining to it, and of course, we will inform you via Facebook, and then also newsletter, and then other stuff like that.
We've been testing them. We've been testing them on different version, different iteration of it, and they're not good enough for us to kind of show you where it is at. So we, like I said, the tail is a little bit off. So we want, what's the point of showing you something that's not ready, right? So we want to show you when it's ready. So we've been testing different iterations of the production. So we're working on it.
Anthony, we just got the
the patches just came in like about 3 hours ago.
Yeah.
So
we got plenty now.
Yeah, so we'll get off the live stream, hit a show, we'll put them on for you so you can start getting them in. Yeah, so start putting them in your cart. Where about are you?
He's talking to Anthony.
Okay.
Yeah, we have some, Anthony. We have plenty now. So if you guys need them, or you place an order, you can add that as a free item to your order. We will put those back on for you when we get off the show here. So go ahead and answer any questions we have right now. It's 5:23.
5:23.
Yeah, it's 5:23.
Okay, so we've been 3 minutes.
Yeah,
wow. Okay. So 7 more minutes, guys. Right now, Joe Pavone. It's the top bidder for the Daryl bolt for $300. You have
bum, bum, bum.
You have 7 minutes to
this is pretty much all metal except for the trigger guard, the magazine well. Everything else is all metal construction.
No, it's a solid piece.
Yeah,
guys.
it is a very not super heavy, but it's not also super light. So yeah, this is a sweet little gun here. Let's see here.
Amazing how it works. How that works.
Anyone have any questions? I saw a question here about the Hydra. We're still working on it, guys. Right now, we're focused primarily on the shape projectiles. KT's working on a little bit of other things, but we're still 100% on that. Any chance of a video with the OPS suppressor on the Tipex? Jose Ledesma.
We'll do a video tomorrow.
Yeah, we can do a video tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll have it right there in our counter there. We built one. we'll do a video tomorrow how it shoots and how it functions and a little bit of insight on that. Do it tomorrow.
So one thing I did want to say though, there's been a lot of hype. Do you think the new mag made for real steel shotgun will work on the airsoft paintball version? Joseph Rojas, I don't think so, buddy. The only company that makes the box magazines is A&K, and then there's another company that makes them. But unless it specifies for the 870 version APS product, see the APS Mark II shotguns are still very new. Okay, there's still a lot of stuff, aftermarket parts that are not even released yet, that are still coming out, which I saw at SHOT Show.
Right.
There's a lot of companies there that are making stuff that are going to be compatible with that shotgun. There was a magazine option that I saw there, but it was still in the prototyping stage, and there was no ETA on release. I know you showed me that video today, Joseph, about it, but I don't know about that. That was a Salient Arms Edition one, and I don't know. As far as real steel shotguns, I don't know if that Mossberg 590, it's for that specific shotgun. I didn't see it for the 500 or the 870 variations. So,
any plans on different shotgun? We do have one that's on our R&D room. That's the one that has a dual barrel. The barrel is, it's actually the bottom, and then the tube to load the rounds on the top. So basically, it's only take round balls from the top. It's kind of like the gravity fed top magazine. We did that so that way the round ball can drop in pretty easily. You pump it, just drop in, drop in, drop in. Really simple and inexpensive system we did. But I wanted to add in a magazine to the bottom, so that way you can shoot first strike. I don't want to just release a pump shotgun and just shoot round balls. It's great as a backup, but at the same time, it's not the future. We want to make a future system that can do both. You know, we're halfway there. Might as well, you know, delay the project like a year or so, add in a little more features, so that way you have a little more functionality from the system. So imagine you can do a pump with a first strike in there. It works great, and then you want to do round balls. It's also great, like good, better function shotgun than just having just a basic shotgun. So that's that in the work, and we're still on it. If you guys want to know more about it, let me know. Like I said, I have a bunch of projects on my desk. Stop by and I can show you. Like I said, we kind of refrain from showing product that have been worked on at the in the R&D stage, and you know, it gets out there and people kind of ask about it, and then it's kind of throws us off. We did that so many times in the past, and it kills us when getting out there. So like I said, you stop by, I can show you.
Eric Castaneda, did we see the Polar Star HPA bus stock? We actually saw that last year at Paintball Extravaganza from Ben, who's the inventor of Polar Star. He's an awesome guy. The guy's very smart, very, very smart. And he actually pitched us the idea, and he actually didn't know that we had tanks in stock and how we did it. So we did.
We are working with them on a certain level, and hopefully we can do something together and then get some guys have a great product. So we are working with them at a certain capacity. So hopefully something great come out from it.
The 4500 tank that you're talking about for the buffer tube version is really cool. Unfortunately, you probably only get 21 shots at 280 FPS. And you definitely want to put it on a marker that has a pretty consistent valve, PTR, the DMR.
Maybe like a bolt action. I think you can get more than a little bit. If it's 400, 500 PSI.
4500.
400 PSI. I think it's about
CI.
10 cents. No, you can get quite a few shots. Yeah, at a 400, 500 PSI, you can get quite a few shots. I think they get 20 shot off of a tip 98. So if you double that on a
blow forward system,
you can probably on a 468 or PTR, you're probably able to get maybe 40 shots. But I think that's on a 3000 PSI version. I think not a 4500 PSI.
No, it is. I don't think they released a 3000 PSI, and the buffer tube version. Okay. So. Well, the only other thing though is that it's actually on the guide rod is a part of that tank. I don't know. I have to ask him and see if we can test it, because for snipers
I have a tank in my office there that can shoot. That's you can actually use. So maybe we can put together one of these days. I do have a steel tank that can that's the same size as a buffer tube. Been having one for a long time and just forgot about it. So hopefully get time to kind of put together and test it out for you guys.
All right, so 5:30, Joe Pavone, congratulations, 320. Go ahead and message our Facebook page and I'll get you the invoice out tomorrow. If you don't have an account on the mcsus.com website, make sure you create one, and then make sure you give me that email when you message our page here so I can send you the invoice.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, buddy. Daniel Pollock, of course, if you have a coupon code, unless it has a specified expiration date, you can use it.
Absolutely.
So,
and you have a problem with that, just let us know.
Just let us know.
Get on chat, just let us know you have a problem with use the code, we'll set you up, or hit us an email, we'll get that going for you.
But yeah, that Polar Star thing is a really cool idea. I've seen there's a lot of airsoft companies down there that were very much, I know G&G has an exclusive agreement with Polar Star, or Ben personally, and the guys over there. So they are instilling a lot of their Polar Star engines into their AEGs and things like that, or not AEGs anymore, their airsoft platforms. But I think that 4,500 PSI tank, I think that's a really great idea. I think it's a good way for companies to start dialing in their internal system to make and utilize those air systems very, very efficiently. So, like I said, I think on a DMR, I think that'd be a great platform. It's mil-spec buffer tube size, so you can use any buffer tube style stock, and the guide rod is attached to that air source, which is even cooler. And because it's under the 2-inch diameter, no hydro. So
no hydro. Cool. The only thing about it, though, it doesn't have a dot stamps. That mean that you have to fill it yourself. It's not one of the, you know how you buy a PCP air gun. It's a tank. You can't you fill yourself and you shoot it. So that's the way to get around that is not having a stamp. You can't take it to a shop and it won't fill it for you. But definitely you can buy yourself a scuba dive tank and fill yourself, and you can get go around that solution. That's what they're doing. Getting a dot stamp is very expensive, and by the time you're done, hopefully you get a stamp, and you have to recuperate that cost. That's why not too many companies make tanks, especially specialized tanks, for that reason, because the upfront investment is way too high. When Omar was here, we were talking about making specialized tank, shaped tank. So basically you have, right now, you have a tank that's just a tube, right? Why not make a tank that's in shape of a stock already? Why not? You can't, right? So that at that point, that's what we're thinking of doing. You build the tank in the shape of buttstock, so that way it matches to the rifle. You all the curvature, all the geometry of the buttstock, you can use all that space to fill with air, as opposed to just have a tube that runs through the stock only, and then all the extra geometry, the drop down or the additional support part of it, it's just vacant and just dead space. So why not utilize those space and fill that with air? I think that's what the future. I think that's what the future is making like a carbon fiber wrap buttstock that house the air inside, and using all the curvature to all that displacement and fill with air. So like I said, something that we already talk about, but like I said, I don't think we're ready to it right now. We have to make a product that can access to everybody. I mean, every players, everyone who's using some sort of air-driven system, we're able to use the tank, use the stock that we make to grow. And once we reach a certain point, a lot of players, a lot of support, then we can make more specialized product that custom to the few, because there are enough those few to able to use this product for us to make. So it takes time, definitely takes a lot of resources to achieve. So that's why we could only take on one project at a time, or a few of those. There used to be a small 9CI tank.
China, yeah.
There used to be one. We have a 3-ounce tank that Omar actually put 3,000 PSI in there. That one, the marker he used. It's about about 3-4 inches tall. They're great, but the like I said, the OD on it's still big. There are some company, I'm not gonna say which company, but there's few companies that are making tanks out there for you guys. So expect to see them in the next quarter or two. Before end of this year, you're gonna see some more tank out in the industry. I'm sorry I don't have the privilege to kind of tell you who they are and what it's like, but I am being work with them. They come to us to give them inputs, market information, and I give them solutions, some ideas, suggestions how to do it, what size, shape, length, and so on, so that way it reaches to the most player possible, and so that it can make the best out of the tank. Like I said, we want them to make the tank, so therefore we want them to make a tank that everybody would want one, so that way they can make more. They can sell more of it and take that investment and make other versions. The same thing with us too. We have to make different version of markers, different version of product, get in you guys' hand, and then reinvest that resource and invest that sales back into making new products. That's the I wouldn't say that name of the game, but that's definitely our goal, is to do more projects.
Snowball of life.
Yeah. It's never ending story. I mean, you guys see it. A lot of people ask, "We'll make this, make that." And, we'd love to, but there's only a few of us here. Resources limited, funds limited. So, and they're not, paintball is not like it used to be. Used to be the 10 million players. You can have games every weekend, big game, small game. You go to a field, there'll be like 50 people you can play against. Now you go to a field. Average is like 10 on 10 or 20 on 20. You can see the amount of players that have been dropped off of radar for a long time. So that means that the equipment is not being sold to those people, and we cannot recuperate those investments quickly enough to make more projects.
Daniel Pollock, we need to choose somebody. We will do that tomorrow, and I'll go live and we'll announce that winner.
Right.
Last
week's show we did a lot. We brought a lot of stuff back. We didn't have time to kind of pick who gets them. So we're gonna go through a list of people who share the last week show, and then we have like I said, we have a bag of swag, and then we just contact you guys, and basically first come first serve. I'm assuming we don't know what mechanism we're gonna use yet, but the names that we pick will get some of the swag that we collected at the show. That'd be great.
That's all I got. Are you good?
That's it, guys. If any final question, you got about 30 seconds to do so, and then we'll be off for the week, and then we'll see you guys next week. Let us know. We got it last minute. All right, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for spending an hour with us every week. Be great. I know you guys have important thing to do, so thanks for joining us on this weekly live stream.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys later.
Thank you.
Thank you.